In a distant kingdom in the Far East, an aging emperor faced the pressing question of succession. He was a wise ruler, deeply admired by his people, and his decision about who would follow him as the next emperor was a matter of great importance. Rather than choosing one of his advisors, ministers, or even his own children, the emperor devised a plan that would test not only the skills, but also the character of the candidates. One day, he issued a decree summoning all the young people in the kingdom to the palace. When they gathered, filled with anticipation and curiosity, the emperor addressed them with a calm but firm voice. "It is time for me to step down and choose the next emperor," he announced. A wave of murmurs spread through the crowd. The emperor continued, "I have decided that the next ruler of this kingdom will be one of you." The young people exchanged astonished glances. Surely, the emperor must have made a mistake. How could he choose one of them, a group of children and teenagers, to lead the empire? "I will give each of you a single seed today," the emperor explained. "It is a special seed. Your task is simple. Plant this seed, nurture it, and care for it. In exactly 1 year, return to this palace and bring me what you have grown from the seed I gave you. Based on what you bring, I will choose who will succeed me as emperor." The emperor's announcement sparked excitement and determination among the youths. Each of them eagerly received a seed from the emperor's hand, ready to prove their worth. Among the crowd was a boy who lived in a modest home with his mother. He was thrilled by the challenge and hurried home to share the news. His mother, always supportive, helped him find a clay peyote, some fertile soil, and a watering can. Together, they planted the seed with great care, covering it with just the right amount of soil and watering it gently. In the days that followed, the boy tended to the seed diligently. Each morning, he would check the peyote, looking for signs of life. But as the weeks passed, there was no change. While other youths began to boast about the sprouts and shoots emerging from their pots, the boy's seed remained dormant. Despite his growing frustration, he didn't give up. He watered the soil every day, moved the peyote to catch the sunlight, and ensured that it stayed free of pests. He did everything he could think of to help the seed grow, but still nothing happened. After several months, the boy began to lose hope. Whenever he met other children, they would excitedly share stories of their flourishing plants. Some spoke of vibrant flowers, others of sturdy trees or leafy bushes. The boy, however, had nothing to show. His peyote was still just a peyote of soil. As the year drew to a close, his disappointment turned to dread. He couldn't bear the thought of returning to the palace with an empty peyote, while everyone else presented their beautiful plants. He even considered staying home to avoid the embarrassment, but his mother gently reminded him of the importance of honesty. "You did your best," she told him, "and you did it truthfully. Go to the palace and show the emperor what happened. That is all he asked of you." With a heavy heart, the boy carried his empty peyote to the palace. When he arrived, his worst fears were confirmed. The palace hall was filled with an astonishing array of plants, tall trees, lush shrubs, and vibrant flowers of every color imaginable. The other youths laughed and whispered as they noticed his empty peyote, and he felt small and ashamed. The emperor entered the hall, his gaze sweeping across the room. He smiled as he admired the effort and creativity displayed in the plants. "What wonderful results you have brought me," he said, his voice warm and encouraging. Then his eyes fell on the boy standing quietly in the back, clutching his empty peyote. The emperor's expression changed, and he motioned for his guards to bring the boy forward. The boy's heart raced. He thought, "Surely, the emperor will be furious with me. I failed. Perhaps I will be punished." But he stepped forward as instructed, clutching his peyote tightly. When he reached the front of the room, the emperor asked, "Why is your peyote empty?" The boy explained nervously, "I planted the seed you gave me and cared for it as best I could. I watered it every day and gave it sunlight, but it never grew. I'm sorry." The room fell silent. The emperor looked at the boy for a long moment before turning to address the crowd. "Behold," he announced, "your new emperor." The hall erupted in shocked whispers. How could this boy, who had failed to grow anything, be chosen as the next ruler? The emperor raised his hand to quiet the murmurs. "A year ago, I gave each of you a seed," he began. "What I did not tell you is that the seeds I handed out were boiled and could not possibly grow. It was a test, not of your ability to grow plants, but of your honesty and integrity." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Most of you, upon realizing your seeds would not grow, replaced them with different seeds. You brought me beautiful plants, yes, but they are not from the seeds I gave you. Only this boy had the courage and honesty to bring me the peyote containing my original seed, just as it was. For that, he has proven himself worthy of leading this kingdom." The hall was silent as the emperor's words echoed through it. The boy stood in stunned disbelief, realizing that his honesty had not been his failure but his greatest strength. The emperor concluded with a lesson for all. What you plant today will determine what you reap tomorrow. If you plant honesty, you will reap trust. If you plant goodness, you will reap friendship. If you plant perseverance, you will reap success. But if you plant deceit, you will reap distrust. Choose your seeds wisely, for they shape your future. From that day on, the boy was known as the honest ruler who led the kingdom with integrity, proving that character is the true measure of greatness.